Ayo, everybody. I had to step away real quick. I was getting asked something from family. So, and I don't know where I've put my drawing glove. How did I miss? Oh, there it is. How is everyone's weeks going so far? Mine is personally going. It's a bit hit or miss with some things. Like I was suffering from food poisoning earlier today, but other than that, it's been alright. I've been having fun with friends and getting stuff ready for first bite, which starts at, in which the first recording session is at the end of the week. So, yeah, looking forward to that and super excited to get working on that stuff. So today I'm continuing drawing other characters from First Bite. I'm going to be drawing either Lily Evergreen, who's the character that belongs to It's Not Me. That or Fawn, who belongs, whose player is, where is she in the list? Or Fawn, who is being played by Sappy. So, yeah. There's been a few one-shot games that I've played and that I've interacted with Fawn. So I am with Sappy's character. So I'm thinking I'm going to be starting with her. So duplicate Fawn. Bring her down underneath the frame. Out of Victor. Hey Sappy, you joined at great timing, yeah. It's all good. Glad to have you here now. But yeah, I'm drawing everyone in First Bite's characters so that we all have at least one piece of art that is in the same style. Feel free to get as anyone else to commission her and to draw her as you want, and you're welcome to decide. But I'm very much just wanting to ensure everyone at least has a piece of art whether they can afford commissioning someone right now or not. So yeah, let's hide the bat. Oh no, please do not crash. Oh my goodness. Could have crashed, and before I just realized I hadn't switched to the streaming scene yet anyway, so that's fun. I'm glad autosave is a thing, and I should be able to recover that. So, heck yeah. Just to try and increase stability, let's close Opera. But yeah. Load the autosave. There we go. And it autosaved the sketching with the BRB. Cool. Anyways, up to this. Hopefully nothing else crashed in the meantime. Um, for a moment I thought my PNG tuber wasn't going to load, but yeah. So, welcome to the stream. How's your week? How's your day been going so far? Oh heck yeah! I hope you have fun at that party that you're planning on. You're going to. What sort of accessories are you making? Ooh, heck yeah! What colors are you making in your crocheted beanie? Ooh, you're trying to dress up as a fox, so it's gonna be a bit. Heck yeah! I love hats with ears. I love them so much. Hmm. Let's see if I can get a silhouette or form that feels right. I really should give crocheting a try sometime. But, right now, do not have the time because of all the different projects and stuff that I'm wrapped up in. But also, it's very much summer where I am, so most of the things you crochet would produce and would make for keeping you warm. So, yeah. But yeah. Let's see. My thought is having a hoe that's drop this down to 155 so that it's halfway. I picked a bad time to get into it. I made a pair of gloves for myself because I've been needing them, and then got hit with that heat. Oh yeah, oh yeah. That heat wave was rough. I think my computer crashed twice on one of the days that I was streaming during that heat wave. Yeah. I desperately need a new computer, but that's a saving game, especially with how RAM prices are currently. So, hmm. Yeah. Let's try and get this silhouette done. Oh, still got a raise on. That's. I love Fawn's outfit so much. It's so sweet and adorable. Get this in. Like, I keep forgetting what it's called, but it's not quite a bonnet because it doesn't close up at the back, but it's some sort of bandana that goes over the top. That I love that. It's just so. Ah. I think I've done the head. Yeah. Reduce the size of the head a bit. That's for the bandana, and I'll do the hair once I've done the line art. I'll do the hair in the line art, I should say. Where is my pencil that I've been using lately? There we are. So before I forget, there's an arm here. Oh, that's so sweet. Hands are so difficult. That's why I'm starting with this. Okay, so what I'm wanting is this comes here, 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 and here. So the wrist comes to here. Love the fact that she has a matching bandana with her partner. Looking forward to finding out more about her in the game on Friday. It's starting Friday. She's so sweet, and I just want to protect. Oh my goodness, I just thought about what if she's the other starting vampire. Well, what if she is the other starting vampire, like one of them? Because I I don't know, but I feel like it. I feel like I feel like I figured out one of the starting vampires, but there's no way of knowing until we start. Because the person may have been messing with me with some of the things they've told me. So, yeah, it's very much. I think someone is. I think I may have been told. I also think they may have been messing with me. We'll see. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to playing with everyone. I will not say in case it is actually them. Oh, you were meant to say, I guess we'll see, yeah. Absolutely. But even still, even if I have it, even if I do know, Alyssa doesn't. So, I have to play it that way. Uh, I want to know who you suspect is a vampire already. I always struggle a bit when it comes to hair that splits at the center for the fringe. Like an even part is kind of difficult for me to visualize because my own hair splits along one of the sides of my head, so it's a so when I actually look in the mirror, it's like okay, hair splits at the edges, and then I see people whose splits down the middle, and I'm like, I don't know how to visualize that on my own. So, but yeah. Well, the one who I am most like suspicious of is Mona. Oh, absolutely. But that's based on like the one shot we did, so things could be different. Absolutely, things could be different, but Mona is at least one of the few people we suspect has vampires included in the lore, whether they're a starting vampire or a human. So that one's a kind of a it doesn't really it's kind of hard to go off of it with the lore and stuff. So who else do you suspect? I think that's too high. Think parting here, like it comes down to that part, comes up a little bit, then comes down. Let's get into eye size. What if we get into game and Mona just has completely different lore from what was it included in the one shot, and it's just like, oh, that was red herring Mona. Gotcha. Yeah, that is true. Oh, thinking about the Blood on the Clock Tower game. Oh, being the fledgling and Mithy just not. Oh, unless Mithy is like super dedicated to being a red herring. Oh, after some of the recent Blood on the Clock Tower games, I wouldn't put it past Mithy, because Mithy's gone on a chaos streak lately for Blood on the Clock Tower, so we will very much be seeing just... Oh, I did not mean to go that far out. So, bring in the face a bit. Well, slim down the face a bit, I should say. Okay, let's see. She's also got... She's got hairs that come down. Where do they come down to? They come down to they come down to her waist. So for here, that's about here. I may need to... I just realized I think I've done her neck too long. So I'm just gonna quickly grab that, what I've drawn thus far, and move it down a bit. Right down to there. But there are people who can rule out due to various comments, or the fact that when I joined, starting vamps had already been picked. Oh yeah, you... And then 2 others joined after me. Yeah, that's right. You 3 who joined after the initial selection of the starting vampires. That is very much true. I'm slightly suspicious of Will. It's just kind of a gut feeling that Will may not be human to start with, because he's been very adamant about being a bigot as Willis. So it's very much like, like, I think Victor Sky, because during the breaker of the one-shot, said something about not having solid backstory for being a starting vamp. Ah, yeah, that is true. Here's the thing, I did a bulk of my preparation for backstory and stuff before the starting vampires were picked. So while Sky may not have a solid backstory as a starting vampire, yeah, I did that very much so that I can be like, hey, so that in one-shots and stuff, it's like, people who I'm playing in first fight with won't know whether I'm a starting vampire or not, and plus, I already have most of the work done but afterwards. The problem is, now I may have to get to narrow in on one for to continue developing and stuff. for the one shot, so it's like very much I have one more developed than the other, so it may start to show. Thankfully, we start at the end of the week. Actually, wait. True, in that sense, I'm glad Fawn's backstory is fake. Yeah, I also just realized I haven't figured out I hadn't thought about what sort of cover to give the starting vampire yet, and I just realized, why not just use the human for this and the stuff I have prepared for a human side for starting vampire, should that ever happen. Like, that's the cover. The human side is the cover for starting vampires, so that makes that easier. Now no one will know. Cause it's like, yeah, I have personality down for Alyssa as well, and it's just a matter of getting voice more consistent and able to be held on to for longer periods of time without feeling like my throat is very sore at the end or the next day. But yeah, but I want to work on having a more consistent fem voice anyway, so that's gonna help me as a person. I have multiple reasons for practicing it. Yeah. Like, the reason I primarily play female characters rather than doing any sort of male characters, even though my voice leans more to for that right now, is because I want to get better at doing feminine voices and stuff, and I want to toy around with the voice. So that's why I tend to lean towards female. I tend to exclusively do female characters. From my perspective, it was very good, but we weren't around each other for very long in the one shot. Yeah, about halfway through, I accidentally dropped the voice and stuff. But then when we got to the vampires and stuff, like when we encountered Victor and all of those who had been turned, it was like, and now it's time to go into lecture mode. Thus, voice came back without me even thinking about it. Because it's like, you are a child? I highly doubt you're older than 2000. But yeah, I like it. I'm very I don't remember if I asked at the end of the one shot how you felt about Alyssa having been a starting vampire and starting vampire Alyssa. Because I haven't gotten to play the vampire sides of Alyssa at all, besides the 2 one-shots we did, where I wound up being, besides 2 one-shots that I did, that I've done, where I was the starting vampire both times, so I have no frame of mind for exactly how Alyssa will react to being turned forcefully or encountering vampires as a human. So that's going to be on the spot. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I have a raise on. Whoops. I was trying to draw there. But yeah. Give Fawn her little belt. And I'm also giving her a little pouch of seeds in this drawing. Just hanging from her belt that she has her hand rested on. small pouch right here that has seeds in it. Yeah. I'm looking forward to finding out what everyone's abilities also wind up being. Because my goodness, Sparkles is working in overdrive to get everyone their abilities. And it's just fantastic. Yeah. Sparkles deserves so much praise for all the work that she's been putting in to adding variation from the original series and stuff. Because her werewolf data pack, it's when I first tested it, it was like, oh, there's one or two abilities for werewolves. And then a couple days later, she brought me back in to test more stuff. And there was so much. And it was just like, what? Yeah. Oh my goodness, it was so I'm so glad I was able to help with that as well. Yeah, like I like there were a few of yeah, the first bite one. Yeah. Yeah, Sparkles is amazing, is on another level for when it comes to coding. And I wish my brain would wrap around coding as well as hers does, cause I wanna make it video games at some point. Like, I have so many different ideas for video games that I want to play that just aren't on the market. So it's like I want to make them myself and then share it. Oh yeah, yeah. That was kind of the point where we were trying to keep it. We were trying to keep the werewolves a surprise it for when it came to twice cursed, and we was and I'm so glad everyone decided to go and get their own werewolf skins instead of reading to the bottom of the first page and seeing, oh, there's a werewolf skin provided here. But yeah, I loved seeing all the different werewolves rather than everyone being the same thing. Like, there were a couple double ups because that's gonna happen, but a majority of them being unique. It was so good, and I'm so glad most people enjoyed that one shot. But yeah. Like, yeah. I my brain is full of creative ideas and stuff. The problem is finding the time as well as actually having the skill set and knowledge to bring them into existence. Like like even with art, there's the saying of make it exist first, make it look good later. Some of the things that I want to create, I have tried to make them exist, and it's just not come out good. So it's just not translated properly at all. So this comes to here, come out, get those, and it's gonna be here. So get that. But then we add the trowel bit. was actually super cool because before that happened, I wasn't sure what Fawn was going to do, and then she died. My fault, I didn't understand how blood frenzy worked. That's fair. It very much is something you were very much put on the spot to read a massive document, so which was really fun because then I got to watch Ronan Raven have a mental breakdown over her death. Yeah. Oh my goodness. I'm just thinking about how how we're different, how everyone is going to react to permanent into deaths and stuff in First Bite as well, because it's just like, okay, we're going to get emotionally wrecked likely because a lot of us have played in so many one-shots that have come to peaceful conclusions that it's likely we're not going to get a peaceful conclusion to our series. There is... So... Yeah, this is going to be traumatizing, and we're all going to effectively trauma bond over this. And I'm here for it. It's just when I was first designing Alyssa, she was being designed for when no one was exhausted by peaceful conclusions to stuff. So it's like she is going to be striving for a peaceful conclusion and is likely going to get killed along the way. Whether she gets turned or whether the humans kill her off because she is trying to, or the vampires kill her off after she is turned. Who knows? But I have a feeling she isn't gonna make it the full series. I just have a gut feeling, which is very much why I want to make her impactful and pose questions to people. Yeah. Yeah, I have a feeling Fawn, from what I've seen of Fawn, yeah, I have a feeling that Fawn would likely wind up I have a feeling our two characters are going to wind up bonding with each other, being like, we want to find a peaceful conclusion to this. We want to get as many people out of here alive. How do we do this? Sort of thing. So, yeah, I have a feeling that me as a player, I want to get Fawn out of there alive. If Alyssa doesn't make it out, I'm prepared for that. But I want to get Fawn out because she's so... I love her so much from the encounters I've had. I'm so invested in her survival. Oh no! No! I swear as a player I will try my best, but it will have to be in line with Alyssa. But Alyssa wants to get as many people out alive as possible, so... It aligns with Alyssa's goals, but... It's very much whether I can actually pull it off or not is the thing. Yeah. I hope Alyssa. Certain people Alyssa is easy to be friends with so long as you don't meet certain criteria. Willis. I've almost made her into like the dead mom trope, but she's not a mom. Oh, hey, she can be the mom of the friend group. She can be the mom of the group. She doesn't need to be an actual mom. Yeah. Yeah. I so look forward to getting to know Fawn fully. Like, official canon Fawn. Oh, same. I don't remember if I showed you Alyssa's tier 2 and tier... But I know I didn't show anyone. I haven't shown anyone in First Bite either of Alyssa's tier 3 skins. Besides, Chris has seen them because I sent them for preparation for the eye emotes in their point of view. But yeah, it's very much. Oh, you haven't done the stage 2 and 3 skins yet, or you haven't played as them yet. You haven't gotten to either in that stage, yeah. Oh yeah, because were you planning on getting to stage 2 or 3 before you talked to Alyssa in the first biter one shot? Where the one where she was a starting vampire gave a very ancient explanation of, okay, this is what you need to expect. Oh, okay. I'm realizing now, I haven't really drawn bandana bonnets before, so this is going to be interesting to figure out how to do. Just gonna quickly look up a reference. Long hair bandana. Okay, here we go. These are some good references. Cool. Cool. I've got those up now. So. Oh, still got a raise up. I can show you a real life example of what it's based off if that helps. Yeah, that would help. Knowing exactly the sort of one you had in mind for it would definitely help. If I had to guess based on the texturing in the pics. If I had to guess based on the texturing in the pixels. Oh, just a heads up here. Don't send a link in chat. Send it to me over Discord if that's what you're going to send, because links get blocked and people get timed out for them because of bots. So yeah, it's safer to have that. Cool. Just making sure, because I have had people come in before and make that mistake. I'll just do that for the time being, as likely that part of it will remain the same. But also, let's get the hair. So the hair's going to come down here. This comes in. Uh-oh. Okay, so my Discord crashed while... My Discord crashed when Critter did earlier, so gotta quickly go, force that to close in Task Manager, and then relaunch it. Let's see. In the meantime, let's get to continuing this dress. Let's see. Yep, that's about right. And then this one here as well. Just marking where folds are, so thinking about it, this comes here and winds up being straight, comes back, and then comes over and overlaps there, so there you go. It's a bit wonky in the first one, but oh well. Okay. I'm not gonna pull these up on the stream, but that is that the full. Just so I am clear, is that a full? Is that the full sort of idea you have, or do you want it to come back with the pointed fold that you do with the skin? Because if it's actually just quite a small piece, then I can do that. But wanting to at least stick true to what she looks like. Okay, so it's it's kind of like a bandana turned into a headband. Gotcha. That makes a lot of sense. In which case... there, and then... thinking. Does she have space buns? Is that what this part here is? Or is that just the hair coming out from underneath the bandana, slightly raised? I bought yarn that looks like the color of her bandana, and I'm planning to make another one that looks like hers, which is cool. Okay, cool. I'm doing space buns then. I wonder what they were called before we had a firm understanding of space. Like... were they just called buns and we've only recently added the space part to the name, or... Just food for thought. Twin buns, maybe. Yeah, maybe. And I feel like I've done one too low. However, I like how it's done, so I'm just gonna try and yoink as much of it as I can and rotate it. Right about there, and it will be bigger because it's on the more visible side, so there we go. Okay, now let me just quick... Oh, she has very long sleeves because her... Ooh. Oh boy. Figuring out... Coming down here. Poofy sleeve. Poofy shoulders. So perhaps bring this in a bit. Have that poof there. Poof the shoulders up a bit. S1's slightly raised shoulder so it doesn't poof as much. But over here, don't really see the shoulder, so slight poof to this section as well. I will say, the upside to her having such long sleeves, I have to draw less of the hands. That looks like a regular buckle, so... buckle of the belt that likely tucks in right there and comes out right there. That buckle may be a bit big, however. Oh, mood. That I used to do regular knitting for a very short period of time as a kid, and the reason I stopped is because I ran out of wool, and I was like, will become an expensive hobby if I don't stop now and only come back to it when I have the money, which I never have, so. So I'm thinking I'm close to done on the line art, which means get rid of this. Yeah, that's a mood. My mum's recently picked up her crocheting if in comparison to when I was learning to knit, so that's been it. I've been seeing wool in the house again, and it's like projects and stuff. So yeah. I think I'll just extend that to there. Cover this. That's now sleeved over. I am curious, why did you choose to give us such long sleeves? Is it just because it looked nice, or is there a story reason? Fully aesthetic, got it. Have you come up with the reason then? Like, have you come up with an explanation, or is it just sticking with the skin you made? Because it's okay if that is the case, and now I can't be bothered to change it because I'll admit it doesn't make sense for a farmer. Could say she couldn't afford she can't afford garden gloves, and as such, she just uses the extra long part of her sleeve as gloves for when pulling up specific weeds. Yeah. Oh. Just trying to round out this elbow a bit more, because that's the sort of attire this is. And underneath. Okay, I have a question. Are these pants? Or is this an underdress, like a petticoat? Because I can see you going either way, since she is a farmer. Underdress, so petticoat. Cool. Means I need to give a ruffle to ruffle in this just a bit and not separate it down the middle. There we go. I think I'm gonna have this be a bit further back, like comes out just a bit more at this part and comes out to here, pulls more of the hair down, and then there we go. Okay, so now that we have the line art and stuff, let's start going for colors. So color wheel, please. Let's see if I can eyeball any of these colors right off the bat. That looks a bit bluer, so somewhere around here. Darker. Let's see. I could just eyedropper it, but I like it. I need to get practice with it. Actually picking the colors myself. So that's getting closer. That I feel like is close enough. However, just a little bit lighter actually might be spot on for the lightest point. Yes, that's close enough. So let's increase this brush size a bit. Long layer. There we go. I'll come back and do shading later. Right now, I am going for knowing it just what sort of materials that undercoat is likely made out of. It's gonna have a slightly yellow hue to it, so do that. Then this one is more in line with go a bit orange. Let's see. Yep. Just a bit. There we go. Thanks, I'm glad you're liking it. Okay, let's go with the skin next and try and actually get that. So that is going to be more of that's towards that color. Nope, that's a bit too light. Let's darken that a bit and make it a bit more orange. Closer, but not quite. Okay, just a bit too far on the orange side. Getting there. A bit better. There we go. So let's get this in. I like doing character art a lot, and while I used to primarily, before this, before joining First Bite, I primarily did, before Vampires SMP, I primarily did just my own season stuff on stream, but I got bit by Vampires SMP so hard for that I've drawn the entire casts of and the entire original cast's characters and stuff. Okay, let's get a slight gray for the white of the eyes, because eyes aren't actually pure white. Okay, there, and that is a very dark green. Even surprisingly, still too vibrant. Closer. There we go. Okay, and now to figure out this hair. Come back around here. Huh! Her hair is pretty close to her eye color. Just in the orange area. I got that far quicker than I thought I was going to. Glad I eyeballed that correctly. Yeah, I'm not surprised. That's the sort of thing that you wouldn't that is just a coincidence when it comes to that sort of thing. So, just an interesting fact about her skin, and coincidentally this as well. Now, about color. That, I think, is going to be this. Close, but it needs to be a bit lighter. There we go. Now for a slightly darker brown to slightly different redder brown for the leather pouch of seeds. Also should probably grab that previous one to go in between here, and then okay, I've got that, and that looks like it's a brass buckle, so let's try and get brass. That was was a bit too dark from... There we go. Now for the... Actually, wait, no. First, let's try and get a checkered red pattern. Let's see how well I can get that. Needs to be darker. Darker still. Closer, perhaps more vibrant. Redder. There we go. That's close enough. Let's get the base red in, and then I will come along and try and make it checkered. Let's see, this should be... I'd say that's close enough. Check it. Now it's time to go for the tools. Well, that doesn't quite... That seems a bit too vibrant to be wood. Let's try desaturating and bringing it to here. That's better. Let's come and get this slide blue because metals and stuff tend to have, when it comes to iron and silver, they tend to have a slight blue hue when it comes to their colors. And I'm going to do something and correct this because there would be a cap that attaches the metal part. So adding that and then going back to black and minor to add that line there. And there we have her. Move the silhouette and come back here to clean up some of these edges in terms of the color part. There she is. One Miss or Mrs. Thorn. want to try and center a bit better. So just quickly. There we go. My head's not quite in a place where it's in the mood for rendering right now, so I'm likely going to render her off stream and stuff at some point. But yeah, that's it. Flat colors. Yeah, at the end of stream, I'll get a screenshot and I'll send this version to you, and then once I've rendered it, I'll send you another version along with everyone else's rendered. Okay, now we're off to none. Now that we've done Fawn, we are up to Lily Evergreen. I still hadn't copied. Heck yeah. Pull down here, hide Fawn, and onto Lily. Now Lily is going to... I need to read Lily's lore a bit more. Because Lily, it has a very unique attire compared to most of the rest of us. So I want to make sure I get her personality right. Grew up in a small town of a decent week's walk away from Oak. Yeah. Grew up in a small town a decent week's walk away from Oakhurst, but left because the job prospects as well as the dating pool were too small and confining. Hate the mayor of her previous town for not helping the less fortunate and didn't want to pay half her wage to him. She wandered away to find somewhere she could live off the land and enjoy her new freedom. Ah. If I had to guess, she's from a coastal town. Okay, so figuring it out, I need... Ah yes, Oakhurst, where you can enjoy freedom. Yes! Comes out to enjoy freedom, accidentally walks into a place where vampires are currently present, and as such she cannot leave. Until either the vampires are dead or she is turned or killed. Or on rare occurrences, cured. So yeah. Non's character is the one I most want to try and figure out. Because it's like she just is the most, like, it's very likely she comes from a coastal town. Otherwise the attire has some questions, especially for the time period, like ballet showing, shoulders as well. This is a time where even the shoulders were seen as explicit. So yeah, it's a very I'm looking forward to finding out where her hometown actually is located on a continent. She has so she has so many flowers in her hair as well. This is gonna be a challenge, I just realized. Oh boy. Okay, so just wanting to get a perspective in how I've done height. Oh yeah, no, I definitely need to increase Fawn's scale a bit, because she is far too small compared to yep, that like she like I'm picturing Victor as being quite tall, so I'm going to put Fawn about here. That's the sort of height she is. So don't get to see the white of the dress, the underskirt dress, but oh well. Yeah, to me, Fawn gives off a small farm wife who has hidden strength. This is how I imagine Victor was in the one shot when he was shrunk by God. Mega. Yep. Absolutely. So yeah, I'm thinking Fawn is that's that scale in comparison to Victor, who, let me just quickly see how much of Victor can. Yeah, Victor, okay, let's see if I can get Matthew in. Okay, so yeah, you're now about the height of Matthew. I'm personally still on the fence on how I feel about his jawline, but that is a correction I will make at a later time. Um, but yeah, so Victor Hall is very tall, and I just accidentally rhymed. Okay, um, but you're about the same size as Matthew, so that's good. Now to figure out. Let's see. For nuns, I want to try and get a silhouette that's facing that way. So figuring out. Oh, oh, wrong buttons. Shift. There we go. Okay, and trying to think about what sort of pose to put Nun's character in. Okay, let's see what the personality is. Nicer to a faulter towards most people, but fierce towards opponents. Patient and calculating, but unwilling to barge into other people's business. She acted like a ditzy girl in the past to make people think less of her. Hmm. Thinking. Hmm. Should have put more thought into nuns beforehand, but I think I'm gonna give Nun's character a handheld fan. That's open. Or a pair of them. I'm gonna quickly make that darker. Like that's one. Cause to me, Nun's character gives off here the sort that is a dancer. But to minimize risk of mischaracterizing, I'm only gonna give her one. So there's another hand here that's holding that. It's down to here. Need to bring this down so I have a bit better control. Half size. Grab that. Just ensure I don't accidentally do any. I don't plan on having that much of her in, so anymore. So let's just increase that so that we'll see. Okay, so that's that done. Let's get down to business with line art. Okay, so Mademoiselle Lily. Okay, that eye is not in line with the other, so that eye should be here. Wish I knew if her hair continued down her back or if it's all up into those buns besides what comes down here. I'm just realizing I haven't interacted with a nun's character at all in any one-shots. So I have no clue what Lily is going to be like. I was gonna say, has it none done a one-shot? Like a first bite one? I don't know. If she's got a different skin, she hasn't updated it. So this is right now what I picture Lily. Lily. It's Lily Everett, right? Evergreen. This is right now what I picture Lily Evergreen as. I'm so curious if I'm looking forward to seeing what she looks like. I'm fairly certain she's been in at least one or two, other than First Bite. But I don't know about the First Bite ones. It's very much. This is what I know her to look like. She may look completely different in the official series. Who knows? Oh. Hang on. Whoops, I was drawing on base color accidentally. So merge that down into line art, add a new layer, and name it base art. Wait, base color. There we go. Fix that mistake. I have played other things within on those, so I am very curious as to. Her hair comes down to here. Oh, and it's straight, so just gonna do slight due to length of hair. I need to see how paint the hell real quick. Okay, there we go. Got a reference of a variety of different ways to hold it, but I think there's one in particular that I feel is accurate. What I'm picturing the personality as right now. Heck yeah. So glad you're almost done with your beanie. That did not sound good. Oh boy. Oh, the piece of wood that I was using to add a bit more back support to my seat snapped. Oh well. Yeah. Just means I'm not going to be leaning back for a while until I get another piece. It was a thick piece too, but I'm also glad that it held up for as long as it did. Select. Do, do, do. I've been really enjoying listening to the V Rising soundtrack during any vampire related streams. It really does. Another style of music that matches the vibe very well is Dark Academia. I love Dark Academia and it fits vampire vibes so well. Okay, so that's that part. This part comes to here. I will say, her outfit looking out of place is kind of making me think, oh, she may be a part of the same vampire organization Abolish was. Because it's like, why on earth would she be wearing this in a place that's in a place where spruce trees grow? Because spruce trees tend to be grow in tundras. So yeah, it's very much. This outfit has me asking questions about what she actually knows. I'm not all that happy with how weird this is coming out though, so I'm very much thinking I may wind up redoing her at some point once I have an idea of what her personality actually is and what she's actually like. This is just hypothesis. Like this comes up and also ends the sleeve there. She is the other question I have is eyes. Why are they light pink? That is not a natural eye color unless you're likely blind. So, questions. Anyways, on to color. So I'm going to start with her skin color this time. Just a bit. There we go. Long layer. Also, the bright orange, while you can get it naturally, the most common way to do that is some very expensive plants, saffron, for example. Otherwise, it's a lot more subdued. Oh, absolutely. I hadn't even thought about the colors of her clothes and stuff. There's a bit of skin. Then the legs very much are skin. Okay, so that's that. Let's try and get that hair's color. Close, but not quite dark enough. There we go. Do, 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 do. Mm. Okay, so I'm gonna come down to here to get this bit of hair. I'm curious, Sappy, are you planning on recording it and uploading your side of your point of view, or are you going to be one of the ones that is just fine being recorded, but not going to be editing and recording yourself? That's good. That is also very fair. I'm using this as an opportunity to relearn how to edit. Primarily learning how to edit in a new software than the last time I learned. I'm going to be learning how to edit in DaVinci rather than in Premiere Pro, which is what I learned to record and what I learned to edit in. Okay, purple area, dark. Let's try. Oh, too vibrant. Still too vibrant. Too desaturated. That's better. Oh. There. There we go. That thumb looks like a finger, which is what's throwing me off. I'll fix that later. Let's get the ice. If that's the right color. There we go. This has a much thicker. Let's just make. Let's try go with making this a shade of red. Actually, wait. Let's go with a purple, a dark purple, like close to this, but a bit brighter. Nope. This. I need to consider all layers. There we go. Now I can come in and do a scale. Hang on. Hello. So that is separate from that, which means this is some sort of choker necklace thing. But yeah. To my understanding, and probably needing to be rescaled as well, let's just quickly see. She's about the same size, but proportionally, she doesn't look quite right. So let's upscale her to look. And let's also get rid of that silhouette. Okay, so she looks about consistent with her with the fawn, and now moving her up so that a bit more of her legs are visible, because I do think she is bigger than fawn. And I'm not happy with the hands or the forearms on this one, but this is very much I don't know enough about the character or the vision for her. So let's also just quickly. And there we go. So hide fawn. And also hide that reference. Actually, with the fan, I do think that that should not be visible. Line art, erase. There we go. Fill that in. Da, da, da. There we go. Now that looks like it's properly behind her. But I also don't think she's as tall. Oh, wrong layer. Grab. Move her down a little bit. Don't think she's as tall as Victor. So need to move her down to there. That works. Alright, Victor. So now we have a Lily and a fawn. Just in time for the end of stream. Okay, I really need to get something else to drink, so... You planning on watching more streams, Sappy, or are you just here to watch me today? Because if you're planning on watching more streams, I will raid you over to... I will try and find someone that you're in the mood to watch. Or... Yes, you. I needed someone to watch her while crocheting, and I need to go help her with dinner prep, so I'll be going as well. Okay, cool. In which case, for VOD viewers, I hope you, and for anyone who may be lurking, I hope you have a great rest of your day. I will see you on Thursday with a game that I have yet to decide on since I finished Universe for sale already. But anyways, see you all